Well, in the US, there is basically just a water bowl, while in Germany, there is a part which sits above the waterline. And that part, how can I phrase it? Well, it catches the stuff. And I wasn't sure why our toilets in Germany look different, and I Googled it, and Google said, America's Got Germans! My name is Anni and I'm very excited, not only because we're going to have a real talk about how Americans and Germans use the bathroom, but also because I have a lot more differences to show you between American and German houses. And this is part 2 of my house tour. But don't worry, if you haven't watched part 1 yet, I will put the link in the description box below. You can always watch it later. But now, let's go! In my last video, I talked about how different an American front door is compared to a German front door, but I actually forgot to mention that also the doors inside a house look a bit different. So as you can see, our doors here, they have a doorknob which you have to turn around in order to open the door, while in Germany we usually have door handles, and when you want to lock a German door, you usually use a key. Some of the more modern doors have something like this, but it still looks different to the lock here, which is this little thingy, I hope you can see it, that you have to turn around and then the door is locked, and in order to open it, you turn it back and then you can open the door. I also saw doors with a little different knob, like this, and you push it and then the door is closed, and when you want to open it you just have to twist the doorknob, or in some cases the door handle. And I think that's very practical when you have little kids, because they basically cannot lock themselves in. Welcome to a more private room, which is one of our bathrooms. And the first difference I would like to mention is that all of our bedrooms have a separate bathroom attached. And first I thought it's great when we have guests over, but I cannot recall a single time when we used all of the bathrooms at the same time. So to be honest, I think it's a bit of waste of living space. Okay, but now let's talk about showers and bathtubs. As you can see up there, Americans, they have a fixed shower head, while in Germany you can move that thing around, which I think is very, very handy, not only for cleaning, yourself and your body, but also for cleaning the bathtub and the shower itself. One more thing that I've noticed is that the sinks come with separate cold and hot handles, while in Germany, at least in the newer houses, you usually have one handle to adjust the temperature. Okay, let's talk about the toilet. I know you are all waiting for it. Well, first a few obvious differences. It seems that in the US, these old-fashioned toilet tanks are what they obviously prefer, and the toilet is mounted to the floor, while in German homes the tank is not visible and it's hidden behind the wall, and there's also nothing underneath the bowl, which I also love, and it is a lot easier to clean and mop the floor. Okay, so when you look at the flush, most flushes here also are a little different. They have this handle to press down, and in Germany we use 2 buttons, a big flush and a small flush, which regulates the amount of water you use when you flush. I think even my American friends can guess which one you should use for number 1 and which one for number 2. By the way, this is another difference, as German call it big and small. Ich muss groß oder klein. Why don't we have a closer look? So, also the design is different between an American and a German toilet. Well, in the US, there is basically just a water bowl, while in Germany, there is a part which sits above the waterline. And that part, how can I phrase it? Well, it catches the stuff. And I wasn't sure why our toilets in Germany look different, and I Googled it, and Google said the purpose is that it helps you to inspect your stuff, for whatever reason you would like to do that, and it also prevents water from splashing. I have to say that also the flushes work a lot better in Germany. So usually when you use the flush, it takes care of the stuff. And if not, there will always be a brush next to the toilet, and Germans expect you to use it. Okay? Okay, guys, we are getting there, almost there. I have also noticed another difference at public toilets. So most of them, they have an open front. They are also called split seats. And here I'm guessing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess they are like that because men and boys pee while standing. And my American friends might now think, okay, what do Germans do? German men and boys sit. Okay? At least at private homes, they are taught to sit because it's supposed to be less messy. At a public place, it's a different story because they are sometimes messy, and then I also tell my little boy to stand. But at private homes, you would sit. Okay, it's just easier to aim. Another difference I read about is that Americans and Germans even use toilet paper different. So Germans tend to fold it while Americans crumble it. Well, but that is even very personal to me, so I hope you understand that I didn't do a survey among my friends asking them how they use their toilet paper. So yeah, but apparently that is a difference too. I didn't know. Okay, but as we are talking about crossing lines already, one thing I would like to mention is that if there's one place in the world where I want to have some privacy, and as you know, Germans don't have an issue with going naked to a sauna, sitting very close to strangers, that's fine to me. But there's one place I want to have some privacy, and that is a restroom. And for some reasons here, the public restrooms are basically see-through. You have a little space on the left, you have space on the right, underneath, above. And when people are waiting, they can, literally watch you. And this is, I'm not used to that yet, so I don't know. Please tell me why Americans do this. Really quick, guys, I promise. Just a quick shout out to everyone who has subscribed to my channel yet. This means so much to me because, of course, it helps me to grow my channel and also to keep on doing what I love to do. If you out there haven't subscribed yet and you like what you saw, maybe you would like to think about doing it, just hit the button. But okay, enough of that. Let's go back to the video. I will not beat around the bush with my next topic. Guys, honestly, American washing machines and dryers are a total nightmare to me. And I don't understand why they are not doing what they are supposed to do, which is to clean your clothes. And actually, I have a theory. Maybe they are designed like that to damage your clothes, so you have to replace them constantly. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. So anyways, I learned that there exist top loaders and front loaders, and front loaders are already the better version, so that's a front loader, but this machine is not cleaning the clothes. I wonder what a top loader does. Most American washing machines come with 3 major functions, which are cold wash, warm wash, and hot wash. Here you can see the temperature range, and our machine, as you can see, has a few more useless functions, but definitely less than our German machine had. Anyways, I don't recall that we had a cold wash function in Germany, and I would always wash everything at 40 degrees Celsius, which are around about 104. So I decided to wash everything with the warm function when we first came here, but I realized that this is actually damaging my clothes. The color would go away and then everything would be out of shape. So yeah, I switched to cold wash shortly after. Another thing is that it seems time is money also applies to American washing machines, as our machine, this one is done after an hour, and I know that we had an eco-friendly mode at our German washing machine, and the machine would go on and on for more than 3 hours. So yeah, that's also a very big difference, and maybe that's also why the clothes is not really clean here. Plus, Americans came up with a great idea of overcompensating the bad work a washing machine is doing by inventing detergent that literally kills. I mean, I didn't find a single detergent yet which has no bleach added to it, and I guess it's no wonder my clothes is dying, right? Okay, but now let's talk about this other guy back there. He and me are no good friends either. So the only things I put in there are towels, beddings, maybe socks. Yeah, but other than that, well, I just don't trust it. And I usually use a rag to dry my clothes because that's what Germans do. And during summer, Germans would also put their rags outside to let the sun do the work. I wonder what my neighbors would think about it because I've never seen a rag outside here. Maybe I will give it a try. Okay. Also, you might think now that I'm not a good housewife, which honestly is totally the case. I'm not. So if you don't trust me, maybe you trust Steve Jobs because he said the following. It turns out that the Americans make washers and dryers all wrong. The Europeans make them much better, but they take twice as long to do clothes. It turns out that they wash them with about a quarter as much water and your clothes end up with a lot less detergent on them. Most important, they don't trash your clothes. They use a lot less soap, a lot less water, but they come out much cleaner, much softer, and they last a lot longer. With that being said, there's just one more thing to add, which is thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time and auf Wiedersehen.